Okay, third time is the charm. This is the third intro here recording for December's monthly maps pick a pile style reading. Hello, my sweetlings. This is Ineisha. This is Ignited Intuition. And these are your piles today for December's monthly maps. This is a 7 divination style kind of a reading that I've done for myself since probably like 2019, and I've over the time years become very fluent in this reading for myself. So I just wanted to share it with you. I've done it on my channel before, and I want to be consistent in doing it on my channel moving forward. If you feel like you already know what pile you want to pick from, you can go ahead and skip this intro and choose pile 1, 2, or 3. If you want to stay for the intro, just know that I will let you know what I felt when I looked at these little pieces of wax. They looked like little figures and images in my mind, and that might help you decide what pile you want to choose from. This pile, it looked like lush, full embodied kind of energy. It looked like a full feminine kind of vibe, but it also looked like someone sitting in a one-seater couch. It's like pure comfort, like luxurious arm rest kind of style. For pile 2, it felt maternal, it felt flowing. There was like feminine energy, looked like at ease. This looks like this feminine energy and like just fluidity kind of vibe. And then for pile 3, I was noticing it looked like an arrowhead, like a sphere. There was strength here, and I remember hearing a word, but I can't remember what the word is right now. Maybe I'll remember in the reading. But there was some kind of strength, arrowhead, sphere vibe. So go ahead and pick your pile. Know that each reading is going to bring out things like themes and focuses for the month, what you should embrace and take with you, things to leave behind for the month. There's going to be like additional messages from spirit, your journey, the unexpected and unforeseen, and so on between different oracle, tarot, and charms. So pick your pile and I will see you there. Hey, pile 1. Hello, my sweetlings. Welcome to your reading. This is your monthly maps for December 2025. We're going to be answering 7 different questions with 7 different divination tools between oracle and tarot and charms. And we're going to see what the map shows for you ahead for the month ahead so you can prepare yourself. And so we have 7 questions that we're going to ask, and they're going to range from the themes and focuses for the month, anything that is your animal spirit ally, any kind of additional messages, going to show you the journey that you're headed on for the month, things that you need to embrace and take with you for the month, things that you need to let fall away and leave behind for the month, and then the unexpected, unforeseen. And if you chose pile 1, you could have just came to your reading and skipped ahead. But if you chose this, the wax figure is something that looks along the lines of like lush and full. It looked like a full-bodied, full-figured, feminine figure. Also looked like a just one-seater, large-armed like couch, fluffy couch. So I felt like a powerful kind of strength with that wax already. And I also got a couple of channeled messages that I'm gonna speak through and interpret with you as we move along, because I will be seeing them for the first time with y'all. Well, that's not true. I wrote them down. I meant I will be, talking it through with you. So we did get a message here for the first divination tool. It's going to show me the themes and focuses. This is the Milagros Oracle Charms, as well as some other mixed stuff that I put in there. Anyway, okay now, cowboy. That's what I heard for the charms here. So right now we have a first place ribbon. We have a little piggy bank with coin. We have a boo, like a ghost charm here. We have the word miracle. And then we have an axe. Okay, so themes and focuses for the month. Well, I mean, right now, for some reason, I'm just seeing, like, I don't even use this kind of divination tool, but it's called the Enneagram system, and I've dabbled in it as I dabbled in everything growing up, all the different divination tools out there. And I'm thinking of number 8, I believe, which is like the boss energy. I'm getting like the boss. It's like December is themed for you in a way of, yeah, bossery. I want to say showing up as the boss, focused in ways of how you can step up, how you can be a leader, how you can be a winner, how you can beat those on the chopping block. I'm getting with the axe figure, almost like with the boo here. I'm seeing people being unable to tell you boo. Like it's like a statement, like people being unable to I don't know, speak down to you or put you in a corner, put you in a place where you aren't coming out on top, right? That's what it feels like already, like coming out the chopping block, having done, maybe the focus is maybe doing things not so visibly, right? Maybe this is an inner work, an inner determination vibes and themes. I'm seeing like a sweaty brow. I'm seeing like a sweaty brow. It could be a month that feels, I heard the word serendipitous with the word miracle here. Maybe it feels unreal or surreal. Maybe a month where there's a chance for receptivity for you, being receptive, being receiving, things earned, things earned in a way maybe that it's been coming, been a long time coming. Anyway, that so far those are the themes and focuses. I'm gonna see what else wants to come out with the cards. We're gonna see what the journey is for the month and just see what else wants to come out. This is I forgot what this is. I'll list the names of the cards. I'm too excited to try to remember what this is right now. Oh, it's the Sacred Traveler. It's the Sacred Traveler. Okay. This is your journey for the month. Yeah, stop. I I'm not even kidding. When I start talking about these things, I shock myself into reading, and it just feels so confirming when I get so excited to see what the next card is, because I'm like, all right, let's see. Let's see. Am I talking out of my ass pretty much? Maybe. But hey, it's good. Stepping into power is your journey. Hello. Oh. I'm even more befuddled as I see these ghost-like kind of figures behind this person. See how this person is lit up. They've got their staff with the light, and the people behind them are a little less visible, right? It says you are strong beyond measure. December is the month for you, definitely stepping into your power, definitely sitting in your seat of power, full bodied, lush embodiment. Maybe this is a stepping into a role where it feels like your power is driven from the inside out, right? Because there was a feminine aspect to this, but sitting in like a one-armed chair remind me of like the emperor energy. Remember, I was talking about Enneagram, the boss type, if you want to look up that system. Number 8 is the boss. But yeah, your journey of stepping into power, right? This is definitely believing in yourself. This is, marching forward, one foot in front of the other. This is standing tall. This is having your back straight. This is having your chest up, right? When your chest is up, both your heart area, your heart chakra, and your stomach area, like your solar plexus, all of your lower chakras, including the heart chakra, get to kind of stand, right, become vertical. And yeah, why I'm saying that is I'm seeing the chest leading forward with heart, with grit, right, with strength. And there's an internal kind of strength. I'm seeing the sun energy. I'm seeing lion energy. That kind of vibe. All right, let's see what else wants to come out. All right, we're going to see the animal spirit. One is just to see if I wrote anything down because I don't want to miss anything. And we have number 22, the dragonfly spirit. It says, truth transcends illusion. Okay. This is, I feel like the dragonfly, as delicate as it may seem, is one of the strongest animals, one of the strongest flies, one of the strongest delicate flying beings out there. And there's something about its delicacy, yet it's like almost the reverence and respect that it earns, even with its delicate nature, is something to really sit with and try to understand. I think this month I'm sensing, yeah, that the dragonfly spirit wants to offer you a different perspective on how you feel you've been, what it means to step up in the world, how you feel you've been stepping up in the world. What does resilience mean to you? What does power mean to you? What does strength mean to you? And understand that some of your truths, in a way, they might not be they might not be reflecting back to you with accuracy. They might not be reflecting back to you in the mirrors that they would benefit reflecting back to you, right? To your benefit, right? The way these truths might be reflecting back to you are distorted, right? So there's, again, a change of perspective, an offering of leveling up, right? I'm seeing the word transcending here, leveling up. Yeah, the spirit, this your ally here. Pay attention. I don't know. Whenever I see dragonfly spirits, reminds me of maternal energy. So there's that feminine energy fully embodied. You could think of maternal as in your line of ancestry, it would be the most full-blooded essentially, right? Because then it starts trickling down to then your mama or your papa, and then you, and then your children, and then you, but before that it was the grandmother. Yeah. I almost feel like if things seem like cutting edge or on the chopping block, don't negate yourself from stepping up and believing that you can make it, you can do it, it's yours, right? All of the kind of catchphrases that someone would say automatically if somebody was a winner, if somebody had received wealth and gain somehow. I don't know if I mentioned it, but also there's a stealth power here, right? I was trying to get to that with when I was talking about the delicacy. There's a stealth here. This reminds me a little bit of the Emperor card from the Astro Matrix Tarot, and it's the Emperor, I believe, sitting on a globe playing a game of chess. So there's strategy here. Okay, so anyway, let's see what else might be coming out for you. Anything that needs to be said, spoken up from your spirit allies. Any additional messages? And I did get a message here that I channeled earlier when I had pulled your cards, and it says, "And just like that." So let's see. You have high priestess, high priest, responsibility. Of course. Of course you do. And then it says ritual invocation. Okay, I like that. So any additional messages here from spirits? So it's funny because I wanted to, as soon as I pulled the cards, I was ready to jump right in and start talking. And for some reason I paused. And then I was just like sitting here, literally, as you saw me. And I was like, well, I don't have to like jump right into it. There's something about like I didn't have to really jump right into it because the power is stable. The what I'm as different and as out of this world and maybe as foreign as something may seem, I think this month especially wants you to cultivate this inner strength and power of what it feels like to believe in the knowledge of yourself and what yourself can do all around you, like literally just like that. Those are the words I channeled with these cards. It's like, and just like that, as simple as that. You can choose whatever words to compound what I've just said. You can choose sensations and colors and rhythms and tones, and you can keep piling and compounding upon the simplistic words that I said, but it's just as simple as that. It's in who you are and what you know you can do, what you know you can be, what you know you can become. There's a responsibility here to the magnificence, I think, of like who you are and who you can step into being, right? It might feel a little scary. There's something here about ghosting, wondering if there's a sense of ghosting the self. This might feel like ghosting different parts of the self. This can feel like ghosting different people, different places, situations. To me, it's like this compounding nature I was talking about. It's like you can create with anything that you put yourself towards, which is your inner light, your inner light, right? That thing you're stepping into, that thing that you are. I think with anything that is literally said or thought, for you, it can become. That's where you start kind of shattering what you were believing to be true before. That's what, again, the dragonfly spirit is helping with any kind of distortions in like the frequency and energetics of who you are, like in its simplistic nature, and just like that. Okay, so let's move on. Let's see what the okay, and let's see now what you're embracing and taking with you for the month. This is the wild unknown. And there was some words here before. It says, it should be an easy choice, but it won't look easy for this. Let's see. So it says, Daughter of Wands, and Temperance. So it should look like an easy choice, but it won't look easy what you're embracing and taking with you. I think what you're embracing and taking with you is the knowledge in yourself that there are choices and and thoughts and perceptions and mistakes and all different things kind of being boiled up inside you and warped and moved and like essentially like becoming inside of you in this way that seems, again, the word foreign coming up, that seems different. And you're being asked to kind of embrace that in a way where you keep your emotional realm in check with the trust in even the smallest spark, right? And even the smallest spark, you're being asked to put like this kind of trust in, this kind of, well, if I had a magic wand, if Harry Potter was real and he gave you a magic wand to do something with, could you believe and would you believe that even your smallest wish or your largest wish can come true, right? It's that kind of, well, I'm gonna try it out and see if it works. And like you're being asked to believe it so and not get too warped in like what it brings up emotionally, sensationally, in a way that might, again, help to keep, what you're seeing, the mirror, whatever, the illusion distorted, rather than help it to calm itself so that it could see itself more clearly, right? You're being asked to like trust again in the smallest spark that December brings, wherever it's bringing you. Again, I don't know if this is confirming for some people. This might be confirming for some people. It might be intimidating for other people. But there's so much fire here in this pile. I feel like it's inevitable, and you would be fooling both of us if you said you couldn't feel it. Even the smallest embers, that kind of vibe. Okay, so let's see what you are to let go and leave behind for the month. This one says shadows are only scary when they have merit. So I'm curious. Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune. So you're letting go of the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, and you're letting go of the Magician. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, see, you're being asked to like for sure leave behind the logical mind. There was trickster vibes and trickster energy to your reading. I was wanting to pull, no, excuse me, that's not true. I wasn't wanting to pull anything. I was wanting to tell you that there was a lot of green and purple in your cards, and it was reminding me of the green and purple vibes that I had done for my candles. It was reminding me too of the Joker energy. And you can take, the Joker, you can take the Joker character however you see fit, whether you are thinking about the Joker in the olden times or recent times. But either way, I'm taking the Joker as that playful, but also slightly, bad like trickster like energy. And so I love that you're being asked to leave behind the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune for the month of December with the Hermetic Tarot here. These are major arcana cards, and you also have a major arcana here in your embracing. So there, as much as you have a chance to take control, right, and be a boss and step into your power, just know that there are still things also that are out of your comfort zone right now and out of your hands, in a way where it is a time where like, well, yep, we're going to be trusting the universe and spirit, and we're going to, believe in miracles and believe in those tiny sparks, like I was saying. With the Wheel of Fortune being asked to be left behind, you're being asked to, and the Magician, you're being asked to let go of the logical, the logical, and the part of you that has everything, sorry, just drink water, that has everything in perfect order and at your disposal, where you've locked and loaded, you've made sure you've prepped and prepared for every step of the journey, right? That's not gonna, okay, you saw how my voice went robotic there? Yeah, there's no robotics in December. This is talking about of the boldness of spirit, of your spirit and of your fire in December. It has nothing to do with logical, right? It's going to have to do with that boldness, the feminine, which is receptive. That's that high priestess and high priest I didn't talk too much about, but there is a different kind of energy and wave that you're riding in December, and it's probably something you're not used to. On top of that, remember I was talking about the energy and the power coming from a strong within. So there's no leaning on the knowledge that you know what to do for the next leg of the journey, or you know what to do for the next step. That's stepping into a falsity. That's like a false win. You know, the universe wants to offer you these big rewards in a way because you put yourself forward in ways that you actually wish to, that light you up, that show you how you want to be, how you want to live and exist. And surprise was the word for the unexpected and unforeseen for the month of December. Number 33, chaos and conflict. I don't mean to laugh, but I absolutely did. I absolutely did. Chaos and conflict for the month of December. Surprise. Surprise. It's a zebra. The zebra looks like it's being shifted and changed. It's actually a zebra underneath, but then on top of the zebra, there's a different patterning as if it's a different animal. And it looks like it's shedding this above to display the underneath. Yeah, it's almost like telling me, like, looking at this animal, the way it's shaped, the way it looks, the way it's put together, right? You can very much say this is a zebra, but the coloring is off. There's something that's off. This chaos and conflict, right? There's something that's off. And it's almost like this month is going to show you, you know, like I said, who you really are. And you're going to feel a deep shedding, right? A deep shedding, things being let go of that just are no longer for you, right? Ways in which you don't try to perceive, but instead you are, again, like in this kind of awareness and acceptance that's, what's the word? I said I didn't want you to perceive. I want to say perceptive. Yeah, perceptive. I don't know. There was something of a more powerful aspect. But anyway, chaos and conflict. Expect it as you're feeling these shifts and changes. Okay? So there you go. Come back to this reading. I like to always come back to the reading, especially if I listen to it in the beginning of the month. I like to listen to it sometimes maybe 2 weeks into the month or towards the end of the month, just to see if I'm on the right track, or if the messages that I received when listening now offer me a different perspective or a deepening of the meaning because time has passed and I've had a chance to play out my life, right? And so I get to see how it is. Either way, whether you never come back to the reading again, I appreciate if you've listened to it so far. You know what to do on YouTube here. Like my video, subscribe, leave a comment. All those things, they help me out. And until next time, this was awesome. Thanks for being here, Pile 1. I'll see you again. Hey, Pile 2. Thank you for being here, sweetling. If you chose your pile based on the wax, you're here based on this little motherly fluidity, kind of like wax figure that I saw when I was looking at the cards. I have 7 different types of divination here that are oracle, tarot, and charms, and they're gonna talk about the monthly maps for you that are ahead for December. All the questions and things are spread out with things that are themes and focuses for the month, any journey that you're headed on for the month, animals, spirit allies, any kind of additional messages from spirit, what to embrace with you, take with you for the month, what to leave behind and let fall away of the month, and the unexpected and unforeseen. And also for all the piles, I had written some messages while I was shuffling, and so we will get to those as I go through the piles. So I just want to talk about a little bit the wax figure. It was the feeling of someone, like a woman sitting down. She looks like she's sitting down. She's very like fluid like her leg, and she's just hanging out. It felt mothering kind of for me and like a fluid kind of vibe. So just want to see what else comes out as I move along. I'm going to do some charms here. That's going to show me the themes and focuses for the month. And something that I heard was deranged, which sounds crazy, but that's what I heard. I heard deranged, but why do you think that was the question there? So right now I have a brain charm. I have a letter with a heart, or excuse me, an envelope with a heart. I have a key, and then I have a leaf. Okay, so themes and focuses for the month. Definitely feeling something like homesick, maybe love letters, letters in the mail. Like I'm seeing like writing letters to people, that kind of vibe where you miss people and you send letters. Love, like for some reason, the key to your heart. So there could be romance involved. There could be other people involved, love involved, romance involved. Leaves, I'm thinking of definitely like writing. There could be writing involved as a focus and theme for the month of December. It was also with the thing that I read and wrote, that deranged. Why do you think like that? And I'm seeing the brain. There could be a focus here on trying to work with mental health. There could be working with mental health. There could be working with brain activity, maybe memory, things for memory, sleeping, just something involved with like better brain health in many ways. And believe it or not, the brain, I found out, has a lot of has a lot of different functions and definitely needs TLC. So there's something around here about tender loving care to the self, tender loving care to the space around you, to the people around you. There could be things being unlocked for you in the month of December. There could be treasures, putting things away, treasures being uncovered, discovered. Leaves make me think of wind. And so there could be communication for sure. And then with the envelopes, so there could be communication. There could be honest communication. There can be, for some reason, I want to say lots of things, even though that's not a, there can be lots of things. Well, that's what wanted to be said. I'm going to see what else wants to come out as far as any messages for the charms. But so far, that's something, oh, that's what I want to get back to. There could be some forgetfulness in in the month of December. I wouldn't like be so harsh on the self, but it's okay. It's okay. For some reason, I'm feeling like saying it's okay if you feel like, you didn't do that thing at that time, or you forgot to make the plans, book the thing, I don't know, something like that. Whatever this kind of beating up the self because of a lack of follow through or remembrance. Maybe your head is in the clouds. Maybe there's a daydream kind of energy for you in December that hits you here and there, and you feel like beating yourself up for it. Don't. So then for question 2, which is the journey for the month, Sacred Travelers deck here, I wrote the jig is up, and there was some smiles here, so I'm curious what your journey is. So finding sanctuary, it says opening to your spiritual source. So I love that what I wrote down says the jig is up, and there was smiles because there was like peace, right? There was like peaceful energy. I like how the wax figure here, it looks like a woman to me, relaxing. Like I said, it was like a motherly fluid like figure. And I was just talking about having your head in the clouds, right? Possibly having your head in the clouds. To me, December so far feels like a chance for you to slow down, and help boost the self, help boost I'm seeing your crown, your brain, your crown energy, like this part of your body that is like tiny compared to the rest of your body. I'm talking about like your head. If you compare your head in area to the rest of your body in area, it would be the smallest. But it holds this like juicy little membrane that controls all of the functions and parts of your existence. And for some reason, there's like taking care of those parts of yourself in the ways you see fit. Like what systems need help, the systems that branch off of this crown area, your brain area, your head area, or the systems that you want to find. But most importantly, not most importantly, I don't know why I felt like saying that, but interestingly, I should say, finding sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source. So there's this info coming in here about possibly taking December to tap into the metaphysical realms. Maybe it is asking you to, ride the winds, so to speak. Let the leaves take you on a journey where it brings you to a place of relaxation, of kind of flowing and movement, like, right? Flowing and movement, there's no there's no having to do something, essentially. There's the creating from a space, right? With how I was talking about like these letters and love letters, and just like it's creating from a place. Okay, I see. It's like creating from a place that's tapping into the desire to create more space. And I was seeing the super highways of the brain. I was just seeing the grooves of the brain and the deepening of different channels as you explore different channels and different ways of existence. Maybe you're already into the metaphysical and you're being asked to explore more because, I almost feel like you're being called out to explore more with the jig is up, and there's some smiles behind there. It's almost like maybe you've been laying low. You could have been grounded, right? More like a grounded vibe. And now you're being like floating you're in a kind of floating kind of vibe and a different kind of response and communication, right? You're moving through different lines of, like, phone lines and ether lines, and not necessarily in ways that are practical. Okay, so for the question number 3, this is going to be your animal ally, your spirit animal ally. It says spirits and fantasies and an understanding of it. So spirits and fantasies and an understanding of it. So you have the turtle spirit, and it says slow and steady wins the race. I can't make this up. This flowing energy, this, I wanted to say mermaid-like energy for the wax, and I haven't said it. Now you have your blue-green here, this flow vibe, this like chilling vibe. I almost feel like December is offering you a chance to understand that everything is all good, and the focus on the beauty of yourself and the taking care of the self is not going to do anything to you in a way that you think. It's not going to put you in any kind of detriment, right? It's not going to put you in a place where, I'm thinking of the Nine of Swords in tarot. The Nine of Swords is like anxiety and being up at night and dark night of the soul kind of vibes, where it's like the mental realm is like eating itself alive. Just because you chill and hang out and vibe here with magic and mysticism for a while, right? Maybe keeping your head in the clouds for a little while, it's not gonna dampen and make, dampen. I'm saying dampen and make moldy what is in front of you, or what is ahead of you, whatever the case is, right? So with that, spirits and fantasies and understanding of it, you're being asked to explore different ways the turtle spirit comes up for you, the different ways and stories that you know of the turtle, right? You can think of the turtle as being very important to the Mayan people. Then you think about turtles, and then they're endangered in some parts of the world, but then they're being helped in that endangerment. And then, turtles are also, they live many, many, many years. I don't know, hundreds of years. I don't want to make up numbers, but they live a long time, right? And slow and steady wins the race. They're still alive. They're still beautiful. They're still living in wide and spacious area, right? They take up oceans and they take up space where they live. And they're not necessarily on the go, 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 go and doing something 24 hours. They're not necessarily, existing just to help the other person either. They're trusting in their response to the totality of an ecosystem, right? It's almost like you're being asked this month to find your place, right? Like find your safe haven that lets you guide yourself in this journey of life in totality, right? There's discovering treasures here. I think December offers you a chance of discovering gifts, right? When I say treasures, it doesn't necessarily mean anything physical, but it's the treasure of receiving something amazing, right? Or something good, or something cool, or something needed, or wanted, or desired. So, okay. Let's see what else wants to come out. These are messages from Spirit. Okay, these are messages from Spirit. I was just seeing if there's any additional channeled messages from earlier. Nice. Stop it. Air, imagination. Like, I can't make this up. I really can't make this up. Air, imagination, we're talking about air, we're talking about the ethers and phone lines and the way air moves and the way these larger, you take up larger spaces with imagination, taking up larger spaces. And then you have the Watchtower of the North, winter. It's winter. It's like this season working for you, right? Spirit, Spirit wants to let you know that this season works for you, even though it seems to be slowing down, even though things seem to be declining in action or declining in more of an active, hit the ground running kind of energy force. It's more unearthed, right? It's more above the ground, in the crown. It's funny because pile one had associations with lower chakras and heart chakra, and now pile two is having the association with the crown chakra, which is not grounded. It's not a lower chakra. It's the highest chakra, right? This is really tapping into what magic means to you, right? In many ways, but also that's just an extra. Going back to this sense of, yes, the season is slowing down. Yes, the season is changing, but the aspect of air and the movement of thought and mind and communication and imaginations that come from like the pathways and the neurons continuously firing inside of you, still very much in network and at play. Very much tied, in network, and at play. Many spaces and places still left to reach. Beautiful. That's very simple and beautiful. Now, I'm very curious. I was so curious to get to this. This was the last channeled message that I received, and it was for this question here, for the what you're taking with you and embracing, which is the unknown, the wild unknown, tarot. And it said there will be a similarity to pile 3 here. It says, I wrote, so I won't know this right away, or right now, obviously when I wrote this. I said, seems like a similar card or energy, so check it out if you wish. So there's something here about checking out the taking with you and embracing for the month of December with pile 1 that could be similar. So it's something you might want to check out. You might want to just feel fulfilled keeping it here in this deck for you. So do what you feel, I tell you. So you have the Ace of Swords. You have more air energy literally here. I mean, I couldn't spell this out. And Capricorn-like energy. So Capricorn-like energy is definitely what we're going into in December. So the first part of December is ruled by Sagittarius as far as the astrological sign goes. And then when the winter solstice hits, which is literally winter solstice, is Capricorn energy, winter, changing over to when the days are now the shortest or something like that. But anyway, that happens December 21st, and that changes signs into Capricorn. That's ruled by the devil. So you have Ace of Swords, which is air sign, air, all this air energy, and the devil energy, which has its home in the winter season. So, Capricorn rules the months of mid-December to mid-January. And you still see this figure, this Capricorn, this devil figure with his feet hot, his feet blazing, right? It's like Spirit wants you to embrace the fact that even when things seem to be stuck in place or frozen, that you have this you have the ability to offer yourself this sense of stability that comes in a sense of nurturing and taking care of the most important part of you, which is your, like I said, your head, your crown, and your brain. that area of yourself. As long as you are taking care of and nurturing and finding nutrition in ways that feed this part of your self, whether it's spiritually with the crown energy and you're looking up ways metaphysically to connect, whether it's keeping your brain at play with writing, with now I'm seeing like word puzzles, with crosswords, word searches. I'm seeing ways like December is asking you to keep the mind very much occupied, but not in a stressful way. This is doing things to keep yourself focused and sharp. It could be other ways, but this is ways, again, could be communication. You're also being you're also being asked to embrace the power of your mind, of your crown, your brain, your communications, right? It's the chilling and the flow of knowing that slow and steady wins the race, that even if the goat has to climb the side of the mountain at, within inches and inches at a time, that eventually it will reach the top. It's that also kind of energy. And it's also embracing taking care of ways in which you might find yourself in detriment, in like stuck, right? Ways in which you might find your way that you need to be comforted and thawed out because you found yourself frozen or unable to move, or maybe fixated, right? On Nine of Swords energy vibes that I was getting when I was talking about the brain earlier. This is a really beautiful reading. I can see why these cards here specifically talked about matching pile one vibes. So again, listen to pile one if you feel like it, but it's not necessary. There's definitely different vibes overall in your reading compared to pile one. And I'm only talking about pile one because that's as far as I've gotten right now. So the rest of your cards here, it's what to leave behind and let fall away. Let's see. So the Hermit energy and the Ace of Wands energy. Interesting. Yeah. Ace of Wands energy is that fiery boldness, right? And so the Devil, again, it has the fire just at the feet. It doesn't have the full wand and staff of this blazing passion, right? Fire, the Lord of root of the power of fire. There's that like root chakra fire energy. That's like blazing to the top of the crown, right? This energy is not to, that's what I'm saying. You don't want to like push too much ahead with too much like fire and too much of your passion and drive and will, because then you're going to essentially, I think, destroy the surroundings. It's going to destroy what you have working for you. In this case, pushing too quickly with what you are gaining and what is being illuminated for you, as far as like what you know, what you have knowledge of, pushing too forward too quickly with what you think you know, with what you've gained, and how that kind of like is going to thwart everything that like I think you're creating with this like weaving of of the ethers and of these grooves. And I'm seeing, and I was hearing networking, like this networking that you're creating. And now when I think about the turtle, I think about the Mayan culture. I think the Mayans believe that like their entire lives, civilizations, was on the back of a turtle or something. So I said, look up the stories and myths about the turtle and the power. That'd be a place to start if you didn't want to go too deep into the metaphysical and the spiritual realm. You just look up turtle information. Okay, so last but not least, it's the unexpected and unforeseen for you for the month of December. Yeah, look at that. I love it. Building blocks. Very, very, very much like this one and then the next one and then the next one, and then the next one. This one seems very much like unrushed. There's no rushing here. There's no rushing energy. It's very much, I was brought back to the mother energy and the comforting. It's very much doing your work, getting things done without the need to rush the process. Without the need to rush the process. And I think you'll find I wanted to say that things are actually easier than they seem when you do process things this way. I imagine you'll find new ways as well with that Ace of Swords, those kind of sparks in the thought process, in the thought world, the world of words. Okay, so pile 2, thank you. That was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. And as you know, YouTube, like my video, subscribe, comment. That's what helps me out here. I appreciate it. And until we meet again in another pile, in another reading. See you. Hello, pile 3. Thank you for being here. This is for your December monthly maps. Okay, so if you chose based on your wax little figure here, I wrote down that I saw this as an arrowhead and that it felt like strong and it felt as if it was like yielding something. So like yielding a sphere. There's like power. Okay, so I feel out of breath with your pile. For some reason, I'm feeling very out of breath. Could be because I just took some water to drink, but anyway, let's see if what wants to come out as far as themes and focuses. We're gonna see too if the arrowhead and wax has anything to do with your reading. And also, I wrote some messages that I had channeled for each of the piles. So I'm gonna read off when I get to each question what I wrote. So it looks like, ooh, interesting. Okay, so I'm already reading yours. So I wrote down softy, a real softy, like an eclair with a cream filling. And this is what I wrote down for your themes and focuses. And then I was only supposed to pick only one more charm. So a total of 3 charms out of faith, lock, and horseshoe charm. And I chose the horseshoe. So interesting. So I chose this horseshoe charm, and then these were already there. So you have literally a pencil or a pen and a notebook, and it says memo. And then you have lips, and they look like they're slightly open. And I was only supposed to choose 3 charms out of faith, a lock, and a horseshoe. So there's something about the faith and the lock that weren't chosen here. So it's something like maybe for some people your faith is not locked in because those charms were not chosen. For other people, it could be that that faith is not locked down, but also that having your faith locked down is unnecessary, and that's why it wasn't chosen. It's almost like with the horseshoe here for this pile, a lot of you may be being driven by or just following luck. It could be blind luck, right? Because it's not faithful, it's not locked or locked down. It's like following your blind faith, following like your lucky stars, your lucky charms for the month of December as far as themes and focuses goes. And I just got a hot touch on my right finger, and I do use the fingers as divinations. I found this site a long time ago that tells you if you ever feel like hot touches or stings on your fingers, and it tells you what each finger means for each side of the hand. I wish I could tell you right now what this one is. It could be like will or focus, but it's the right energetic. The right is the masculine energetic side of the body. So this is like, yeah, anyway. So this to me is like speaking up, right? Sharing. There's something about sharing the self, sharing things, speaking up, relying on luck of the draw could be a theme or a focus for December. Writing things down, sharing what you've written down, right? This could be finally gathering your ideas together and letting them loose, right? With the lips. Could be something about loose lips here. Sharing. There's something about sharing is caring. Getting more like hot touches on my fingers. I just got one on my thumb now. So this is the active side again of the body, is the right hand, the right side. Go figure. The first two piles were there was strength there, but there was a feminine quality to each of the piles in a way. Where this one right now, even with the lips, which seem feminine, it feels more so far active energy. So sharing, like, yeah, sharing, loose lips. I wanted to say loose lips sink ships. Maybe it's not sharing too much with certain people. That could be a theme. Yeah, it says softy, a real softy like an eclair with cream filling. Yeah, maybe there's a sense of armor that you tend to wear or find yourself wrapped up in, because it for some reason I'm hearing it helps the underbelly a little bit more, the soft underbelly from being exposed. So there's something here about protecting the self as you begin to share more of the self and as you begin to expose more of the self. It's still going out there and sharing in the world and counting on a sense of this kind of luckiness and looseness vibes, but still having, a watchful eye. For some reason, I'm getting Ace of Swords vibe just because I was talking about sphere energy, something in protective measures of like a sword, right? There could be, watchful eye, watchful eyes, watchful perceiving as you're moving, sharing your ideas, what have been written, those kind of vibes. Yeah, there wasn't much said. There was only something else said in the right here, messages from spirit. So we're gonna get into it. What's your journey for the month of December? Yeah, look at that. Wondrous universe, walk in beauty. The wondrous universe, walk in beauty. This is definitely a card of saying, like, for some reason I'm hearing that saying, que será, será, whatever will be, will be. It's that kind of energy and that kind of vibe. I'm almost feeling like the bet is on you. There's a sense of like the bet is on me. I'm betting the way. I have the hands. I have the cards. I am betting my next jackpot. I'm betting my next success based on letting it loose, based on letting myself loose, right? When I think about the notebook, I'm thinking about the what's been written, what's been drafted. This could be um again loosening, this sharing. When I thought about the lips, I did think about this, like the beauty of the lips. I thought about the feminine lips. I thought about lipstick. I thought about that dolled up effect of the lips and the mouth. The fact that it's saying it's walking in beauty, and there was that soft energy coming through. To me, it's like there's so what you have to share speaks to people in a way that the force, right? The force of you it's almost, yeah, like the force of you has an impact that isn't jarring. There's a force of you that has an impact that isn't jarring. And now I know I talked about this protective measure here, and to me it's not armor. I think you're being asked to like kind of remove this armor, and that's why you didn't have I'm seeing faith, the little word of faith come out, and the lock come out as your charms for as far as like themes and focuses for the month. I feel like you didn't have those because the lock like holds it down. It holds like the totality and down, and you're being asked not to embrace this protective arrow like head sphere quality as a way to protect your entirety and the entire um, being that you are. It's asking you to have, just in case you need it, at your side and at your disposal. Right? Because what you're being asked instead is to share yourself in a way that seems ridiculously like, wow, am I really doing this? And I'm doing this, and fuck, it might actually just work out for me because I'm starting to see this beautiful picture that I'm painting and that's being painted in front of me as I continue to participate with the world around me, with the universe around me. I mean, there's got to be wonder in you to bring and mingle into the world we have here. It's got to be. All right, I want to see your spirit ally, for the month, animal ally that can assist you. Ooh, number 13. Number 13 is magic, is a magical number. That's for sure. It says claim your independence. I love that because I was getting hot touches before as I was talking about the charms. I was getting hot touches on my fingers, and it was on the action, energetic, orientated side of the body, the right hand. And so it's like claim your independence. Yeah, it's like exist in the world as you see fit, right? Knowing that like, hey, fuck it, I'm gonna take a chance and I'm gonna do this, and it's gonna come out however it comes out. But the point being that it was not necessarily a way that it's almost like it wasn't a way that was induced with anything that would hide the truth of the self. I'm hearing the spoken word of the self. For some reason, I'm seeing you like, this is weird. That's why I'm laughing. I'm seeing you like are like this like spoken poetry, and I know that that's weird to say, but you're to me, it's like the potentiality of the power of spoken poetry. Because when people go up to the mic, they're putting their singular self out there to the world, and they're sharing from a place of like truth from within. They're sharing from a place of like, this is how I am seeing and perceiving the world in front of me, and the way in which I create, and these beautiful, like the landscape of me in the world, and the world, and blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. And it's like you're the space between that feeling in the person and the actual drop of the first utterance of a syllable or consonants or a word, whatever the case is. You're like that in between magical space. That doesn't like you're like the cat spirit showing you to not give a fuck as you find yourself in that space over and over and over again, in that place of importance, and in that place of this liminal lucky space that like every time can just speak and magic occur, and speak and rhythm follows, and speak and manifestation multiplies, like that kind of a vibe. It's the depending on yourself, and not the depending on the wrapping around you, the protective layer around you. It's funny, like I said, I think about the words that come out, and the channelings, and it says you're a softly like the eclair with cream filling. Well, think about the eclair. It has a hard outer shell that keeps safe the soft cream filling within. In this case, the shell asks to be made into a tool, an accessory, rather than a statement piece, because it keeps the the flow, the softness, the beauty from being seen. Okay? All right. So the messages here, it says, don't hesitate. This is Spirit Ally. This is any additional messages from Spirit for you. And here it says, don't hesitate. So you said have herbal kitchen alchemist. Okay. And then you have hearth, homecoming. Yeah, you can think of December as a way in which to deepen your sense of self, a way to deepen your sense of I think the way in which you operate in the world, and singularly as the self within this wondrous universal plane that you walk within, right? This is definitely a focus on for some reason I'm hearing like the workings of the self that have been boiling up and brewing up, right? Yeah, okay, yeah, exactly. Because it says don't hesitate. Whatever it is, it's like ready and like boiling over inside of you. It's ready to be displayed. It's ready to show off. It's ready to set itself ablaze. It's almost like use that inner fire and realm and alchemy that's been broiling with yourself, and let it emote from you, right? Again, whatever, it's something about sharing your writing, sharing your words, sharing all of the ways in which you find yourself to be lucky and how that is making itself, how it's manifesting and showing itself to you as you move forward, right? There might be more. I'm just gonna I'm gonna keep going. For some reason, I'm like, when I don't hear any more messages, I'm like, I just want to keep adding more. But this is almost like saying like I don't need to add so much words to your reading. It's more of like, you already know what's up. You already know what's brewing and cooking, and you know what I mean? And boiling over. It's like walk the walk. Okay, let's see what else wants to come out. This is the what you're taking with you and embracing from the wild unknown. The sun energy. The sun energy. There's that fire energy, like in the homecoming card. Ooh, and the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands. Yeah, the sun energy and the Eight of Wands, as far as the energy you're taking with you. Both of these look like bullseyes. This almost feels like, again, yeah, bullseye. Think about throwing a dart into a, I forgot, a dart, into a board with numbers, and you hit the bullseye every time. Like, this is something like saying that if you, this is Sagittarius energy, and it stretches a arrow and a wand, right? And you let it go and it hits his mark. And this is telling me, like, when you decide to keep letting go, you're going to hit your mark every time, right? You got an arrowhead here. You're going to hit the mark every time. There's something here about following what brings you joy and happiness for the month of December. What brings you the feeling of the bee's knees. I'm seeing the bee's knees. I'm hearing that statement, the bee's knees. It's like a happy-go-lucky kind of energy. There's something here about not believing, right? This seems like too good to be true, or too good to believe in kind of energy. Maybe it feels like there's more prep work to do, more things to do. But do like cats give a shit about the next thing to do? This is what the cat energy is going to show you. It's about like, let's go. You ready? Like, you ready to shine today or tomorrow or next week or within an hour? Like, when are you ready? You ready? Let me know. Let's do this. Boom. Fire spread. Things moving, grooving, flowing. It's happening. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's it for those cards. I keep feeling like putting more words, but Spirit keeps stopping me. Like, stop with the words here. It's like, embrace this energy. I'm now seeing the lion energy of the sun card. Like, the lion is a cat too. The lion also does what it wants, claims its independence. There's something here about like molten lava waiting to spill over. There's something here about not being encrusted. Stop being crusty. I'm just laughing because I'm like, stop being crusty, and I'm thinking about like moisturizer. So I'm thinking about the skin, how I like to lotion and keep the skin moisturized. Yeah, mostly the skin. If the skin is moisturized, it prevents itself from hardening and becoming this this protective crusty measure. And so if I'm seeing that, what does that tell me? The skin is definitely one of the most important organs of the body. The body breathes through the skin too. Yeah. Yeah, like you want to keep the self you're in, yeah, the organ, right, that houses you, your skin, you want to keep that moist and fluid to keep from being your prison. So something here about taking care of your own skin, right? Taking care of the I want you to look up, for some reason, I don't know the meaning of it, but for some reason, if you're called to look up the spiritual meaning of the skin, do that. That's coming up. So let's see what wants to be left behind and fall away for the month of December. And you have temperance. Interesting, because there's that Hearth homecoming energy, and I kept wanting to bring up like fire, water energy, but something kept telling me no, it's not the fluidity like the water that I was thinking about. So I'm glad I didn't say that and trusted myself. And it says temperance here and the 5 of Cups as to what you're leaving behind. Yeah, this is not a time to worry about healing the self in a way where you're doing the work, the internal work of the emotional realm, right? Of your well-being within. This is not a time to worry about working on the darker parts of the self, because then you negate the fucking sun and brightness of the self. This is not a time to focus on the woes are me, the well, this might not be, this might not happen. This is not a time for you to focus on how to make your world a better place in the places that are lacking in your life. This is not a time to focus on, yeah, on anything that brings you to a place where you feel like drowning. This is not about drowning for you in this month. This month is not about the drowning. This month is about the bursting forward in a way of knowing that every time you make some kind of effort or move with everything that I've shared in this reading, that you're going to hit the bullseye and you're going to hit the mark and you're going to be fucking lucky every time. That's the vibe. It's sharing the self, being the self in a way where you're going to be like, holy shit, how am I this lucky? And it's because you're allowing yourself to be alive and to not drown in. Right now, drown, it sounds like in a deliberate death, like to keep from this pure life existence vibes, this life force existence vibes. Okay? Okay, so last but not least, the unexpected and unforeseen for you for the month. Let's see. Ooh, mending. Yeah, see, mending. It's like you'll find that no matter what is going on, that even if it feels like you're ignoring these parts of yourself, right, with this temperance and this 5 of Cups, that you're ignoring the parts of yourself that matter, or you're ignoring parts of yourself that you feel like, well, I should be thinking about that right now, or I should be less selfish and more thinking about ways in which I can better myself, because then that betters the world around me. It's like, know that like following your heart and following right now these feelings of sharing, right, what's you've been wanting to share, what's been waiting to be, what's boiling up inside of you to be released. Know that like that mends, right? It's like, even if the reading wasn't focused on water, when you share your fire, it evokes the water in others so that you won't drown, right? When you share your fire, right? Let's say when you are exercising and you perspirate in your body, your skin sweats, so it shares that water. Or when you yourself are sharing from the fiery internal world of yourself, you find that you might shed tears, and so you like are evoking the water that you feel might be missing, right? Like, know that wherever you're looking for a cup, let's just say, let's call it the Ace of Cups. When you're looking for a cup, know that it will be there, ready and near for you in the month of December. You don't have to go looking for it. Okay? So pile 3, thank you for being here. That is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Do me the favor, this is YouTube, so like my video, comment, subscribe, share it, do all those things. It helps me out, and I appreciate you. I hope you come back to another reading or another pile or wherever I see you. And until then, I'll see you again.